And you're on.
All right, here we are. Good morning, sir.
Morning. How we doing?
Welcome. We have Steve D'Amico here, and are you an official mayor yet? Are we still in the weeds here? What's happening?
You can officially call me the mayor-elect.
Mayor-elect. Okay.
Yes.
All right.
County will be canvassing the votes tomorrow, and the next Tuesday we will be approving it also.
All right. So what's that mean? They're just keeping it to make sure they miss anything. They're just recounting. What do they do?
It's just a basic procedure. Every time the county
I knew that
elections,
fly was going to get
I know,
you.
he's on you now.
This fly's been horrifying me all morning.
I tried to warn you.
The county elections gets everything, gets all the votes in, and we pretty much just say, yeah, everything's good. Look at them, make sure there was nothing shady.
Well, congratulations then.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
We are very excited to have you. We talked a little bit briefly here before we started. There's a lot going on in this town. There's a lot going on in this city. You were even talking like we have so much going on that we got to get some of the stuff off of our slate, so to speak.
Yeah, I kind of feel bad for Angie or with the city. We got her working. We got her a solid schedule for the next 2 years straight, nonstop.
Oh boy.
But we got a lot of good things coming up, and the economy right now, we're still doing good here, luckily, and I think we will still be doing good. But scary times right now. You don't know what's going to happen with the economy, so I just think we need to tighten our belts a little bit going forward and make sure we're.
We have we see it a little bit in the car business, and I don't know maybe if you have some actual data, but we've always kind of theorized that we're such a unique pocket down here because we do get overflow from California, so that keeps us a little afloat, and then we get a little bit of that Vegas effect also. Yet we still maintain a more affordable way of life. Is that kind of the formula for Bullhead City?
It's the same. You look at other places are hurting. Luckily, the river we have here and the casinos draw them here too. Mainly the river, though, and the lake. Mm-hmm. That keeps us going when times are bad. So I think we have a little bit more cushion than other areas.
So we had a weird situation with the river this week, or last weekend. I'm sorry. There's so much rain that they had to let less water out. Right?
Yeah.
Is that what happened?
That and well, we'll just leave it at that. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, we went out and we kind of stood there and watched people. I had a video on my Instagram, the guy walking his boat out of Jack Smith and Needles, and I was like, "Ooh, that's not good," So.
Yeah, and you've been out on the river. I wouldn't recommend going out there when it's that low.
Oh man.
Even those of us that know the river, we know where the sandbars and everything. But when it gets lower, there's stuff that you haven't seen before.
Yeah, we crossed the bridge. We were just being tourists in our own town, and we were like, "Oh, geez!" Like you don't realize how low or what's there until it gets down that low. And even Launcher and Rotary is the same way. There's a huge dead spot right going down there.
Yes.
Right after you launch to the left, this fly is going to get us. This is going to be us swatting at each other for the next 30 minutes. So.
When this show's over, I'm staying here and taking that fly out. It's personal now.
We're going to go get that bug assault thing,
Yeah.
So tell me a little bit about the campaign process. Did that go smoothly? Were you surprised by anything? Did any of your competitors get you riled up?
This was probably the ugliest mayor's race I've seen since I've lived in town in 18 years. I don't want to throw anybody under the bus or anything, but it specifically came from one campaign.
Yeah.
Very disappointed. You want to represent the people, you have to have a little bit of class. You can't do that. It was just unbelievable. But people in town, they see through stuff like that. Me personally, even when I'm looking at a candidate, when I see them throwing dirt out there, it kind of turns me off right from the get-go. I want to hear what they have to offer.
It's probably a little bit of a byproduct of just the way national politics have gone. People just default to this is how it is, and if you followed politics the last couple of years, it's been a wild, even now, like coming into these, elections coming up.
Yeah, it's not over.
Not even presidential elections, and you just see the wild videos and the wild trash talking and everything else, and I guess it's to be expected. It comes at a local level also. You'd like to think that it's that whole, at the end of the day, we're all on the same team, but I'm sure it gets competitive and people kind of lose it a little bit.
Yeah, this year especially. It's the first time I've seen it that bad. Usually it's on your policies and everything. This time it got personal and got ugly, and I ran a clean campaign. I had a 10-person campaign committee with a lot of people spread out in the community, so we decided we're good people. We want to stay good people.
But then I see you out there pulling your own signs. What's up with that? Where are those guys at, huh?
I had a lot of.
I'm just kidding.
I had a lot of offer for help to do it, but
Yeah,
But they did enough.
that's a tough one. So we've had a really good time working with the city on some things, including community spotlights with Dave Heath. Dave came on the show. I have worked with Toby on things over the years. How much does having the right people in place make this job a little easier, or is it more adversarial than we think?
no, actually, we work pretty good together. We have a good staff at City and every department. We've got a good council, and it makes a big difference. You don't want people fighting amongst themselves. You want to get stuff done.
How's the police chief doing?
He's doing good, Traves.
Yeah, we had him on also, and it was very nice to hear from the other side of it. Obviously, not being in any type of police work, it's interesting to hear the stuff he dealt with and whatnot. So, how much do you, being a vice mayor, going into an actual mayor, how does your role change?
You're basically, I'm the same person. I'm changing hats, but you're leading more in the direction you're going. The council. They're involved also, but you're sitting in the office, you're meeting with Toby, the city manager, and other department heads, and you're getting your input before stuff comes out on the agenda. So you're kind of guiding on which direction you want to go before stuff hits the council, which is a very good way to do it. You don't want people just getting surprised at the last minute.
No, I'm the only one who likes to wing it on everything. So
and for Traves,
doesn't work for government.
Chief Traves, he's doing a great job. We let him have 2 bullets now.
Oh, yeah. Congratulations! Well done.
Yeah, I have a feeling I'm going to get pulled over on my way home today.
They're just sitting right at the city limits waiting for you.
Yeah.
So, yep. What would you say is probably your main goal as you go into your role as mayor?
One of my main goals, and it's
other than to kill this fly.
Yeah, this fly. Let me tell you, I'm on a mission.
Other than killing this fly, what would you like to accomplish?
We have so much going on, and accomplishing specific things is great. But the main thing I want to do is we are the most close-knit community I've ever lived in. That's why I love it here. Even with all the growth and everything, I want to make sure we keep partnering up with all the businesses like Finley, Anderson, all the local businesses. We have something going on every week. If it's not for the kids, for the seniors, I want to keep us a close-knit community, which can easily disappear once you become a big city, which we're not going to become a big city, don't get me wrong. But I mean, right now, 42,000, that's kind of a big...
We're becoming a really big town.
A very big town.
I don't know where the city threshold is, but we're not there yet.
If it was up to me, I would, I'd like to keep it where it is right now.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, growth happens. There's no getting around it.
Yeah,
but
I think we all enjoy the growth economically, and then we feel the pinch socially.
Yes.
We see each other less. Traffic's more stressful, things like that. And that's just the give and take of things, I suppose. You get somebody who comes in, wants to be a part of this thing, it's hard to tell them, nope, not for you,
Yeah, and people don't understand. They're like, oh, why do you have another taco joint coming? Why do you have another this? I don't think they understand. Someone owns land. Someone wants to come and bring business. It's not up for the government to say, no, you can't have that here. It's their private land. And it's supply and demand. If the place makes it, obviously it was needed here. If it doesn't make it, they tried.
It's really interesting how much people don't really... I guess we've gotten really where we want the government to make choices for us. And I've always kind of been on that, fringy anti-government, where you do the bare minimum. You just keep us safe, keep the roads going, keep the schools, and leave us alone. And, people always have an opinion about, why are we doing this? Why are we doing it? We're not doing that. It's not the government doing that. It's people doing it,
And I agree with you 100%. Our number one goal, public safety, then infrastructure. The social stuff, if you have a little left over, there's certain things you could do, but the government's not your nanny,
Right.
And it's funny, a lot of the same people that say, I want my freedom, don't take my freedom away, they're the same ones calling you, well, why don't you do this for that and do this for that? I'm like, well, that kind of takes away a little bit of your freedoms, and I don't want to do that.
That guy's freedom for you, and that doesn't make sense. Like, it's not that complicated.
And that's a big problem, too. We used to, and I wasn't around in the good old days, back in the 50s and before that, where people used to think about what's best for our country, what's best for our community. Mm-hmm. Now a lot of people, they're thinking, what's best for me? What could you do for me?
Yeah.
And I'm not going to throw the JFK quote out there, but I think we all know where that goes.
Well, no one says it as well as the original, so
yes,
it's hard
yes.
And I know I'll always get it backwards. What are we doing for me, for you, for something,
Yeah, my main my main outlook is you take care of the community as a whole, not every individual, and you get that a lot. Well, you work for me. Well, I work for 42,000 people,
right.
And it's everybody combined. What's best for the community?
Absolutely. Did you have a a motto or a mission statement through your campaign or going into your role as mayor, or have you really kind of just maintained what you've been doing?
Pretty much just maintained. I had a record out there. I hope people were paying attention. I did. Some people probably don't know I was wearing my Raiders shirt underneath with the "Just Win, Baby" motto underneath it.
Hey, he did admit though it has a better record in politics than football. So
yes. Did I mention I'm sitting next to a Steeler fan and the guy running the camera is a Charger fan?
Hey, so we might have to just put a little distortion over him so he looks a little gray or something. You know, just get a.
Well, I'm worried you guys might not be after the fly. You might be after me when this is over.
Yeah. Well, you know how it is. Beginning of every football season is all optimism and blue sky, and then as the season goes, you get a little more feisty. So right now I'm in the post Big Ben era, so my expectations aren't real high. I'm just hoping that the defense carries it, and
yeah.
But if we start winning, my expectations go up, and I'll get way feistier. So
we got a little chat going on over here, which is cool. Salty C, I don't know if you know who that is.
Salty C.
Yeah, says what I like about
Pacific or Atlantic, which one?
Yeah, what I like about you, Steve, is that it's easy to get a hold of you or to have questions answered via online.
Yes, I'm available 24/7.
That's cool.
Don't say you're going to have people in there at 3 a.m. They're going, why this traffic light's not changing? I'm trying to turn left and this light won't change.
Call Rhodes.
Yeah. Excuse me. Excuse me. It is nice that, same with us setting up the show, we can reach out to you and have a conversation, set it up, make it work. It is something that is probably very hard as a guy who's involved in several things publicly that I'm pretty accessible online. It can be exhausting, but it is really nice, and you can have those conversations a little easier than tracking you down, finding a formal setting, doing all that. It's really difficult to get things done when that's the only way you can reach anyone.
And there's a lot of times where
we're taking a phone call. We have a rule. You have to take it on speaker.
Yeah, we have to do it live now.
So
we give you a hard time, but I guess you are the mayor, so
people don't realize just what one phone call could do. I'll give you a good example of and a lot of people were wanting to know what happened with this. One of my buddies from the VFW gave me a call a while back on a Friday at 4 p.m. and said, I don't know if you know, but Laughlin Ranch has no water going to their golf course. They had some problems right there. He said, could you give them a call and see if there's anything you could do or what's going on? So first thing came to my mind is, well, it's 4 o'clock on Friday. We're going to have to really speed this up right here. So I found out what had happened is Laughlin Ranch, I guess we had a pretty good storm, and their power went out. And when the power came back in, it fried their they have their own well.
Generators?
And it fried their pump.
Ah.
Don't want to give up.
Everyone's trying to get a hold of you now.
Yeah. That's probably another one.
Just answered said you should be watching the show right now.
But
message me on there.
We shouldn't have said it was easy to get a hold of you.
Basically, they didn't know who to get a hold of with the city, and I guess it had been no water going there for almost a week. So they could have lost the golf course. Pretty simple. I could get a hold of the city manager or somebody from a department a lot easier than someone from the public. They usually call the city. They don't have their direct cell phone. So I just made a simple phone call and let them know what was going on there. Well, we already have Laughlin Ranch hooked up to affluent water. They already have a contract for the billing for it. So made a phone call, and within an hour they had their water back on to save their golf course.
It's good. I don't like when I drive by Laughlin Ranch on the way to Finley and the golf course looks rough. So
yeah,
I really appreciate it.
It needs to be green.
All the rain we got probably helped them out quite a bit too.
And I would ask every citizen first to try the city to solve their issues. But if they don't feel like they're getting anywhere, feel free to contact me, and I will expedite. And this is for any and every citizen.
Well, that's very exciting. I know that people do like being able to reach out. They don't always necessarily like the answer they get, but it is nice when you get an answer. When you feel like you're not heard, it's the worst feeling ever. So
the only one I will not answer is Jeff Arganda. If the Raiders are playing the Chargers and they're winning and he calls me at halftime, I don't want to hear it.
Clear it. Yep.
He's gonna hear it though.
We'll be on the show replaying this if the Chargers win. So, and you guys play each other in the home opener, right?
Yeah.
Yes, we do.
Also, you're not going to be replaying it then because we're going to win.
I'm going to go live during that, by the way.
So other than Raider football, do you have any other passions that you really pour into? I mean, around town, or even we were talking about traveling a little bit, but do you have any passions around town that you really like to pursue or stay involved in, or even maybe work projects that you're passionate about?
I have a lot of passion for kids, seniors, and dogs. Those are the most vulnerable we have in our community. You know, seniors have worked their entire life. They deserve to be able to relax and not have to worry about food on their table. Kids need to be able to be kids, have fun, play, and develop and find out who they are.
Yeah.
And dogs, you know, it's terrible how many dogs we have in our shelters. And I mean cats, too. People always throw cats out there. I'm more of a dog guy.
No comment.
Yeah.
Lisa, no comment. Lisa's my resident cat lady, and she's the best, and she loves cats, and I'm not a cat person.
I'm a dog person, but every time I talk about it, I probably have 3 messages right now. Don't forget the cats. And
yeah, the dogs do get the lion's share. But I'll tell you, half of that is because cats are survivors.
they are.
Don't get me started on how wild cats are. You know, they kill something like 1 billion small animals a year in the United States, domestic cats. It's something crazy like that. So
I had one cat once in my life. A neighbor was moving, and they didn't have anything to do with it, so it was a kitten. I took it, and that poor cat thinks it was a dog. I've never had a cat. I had the cat playing
Come here,
fetch.
fella.
Yeah, come here, and it would play fetch.
there's a
and
great car commercial I thought, or there's a great commercial where the cat was like a dog. Oh, it was a Chevy commercial. And the guy's like, come on, and the cat hops in the tailgate, and he closes the tailgate up, and the cat's hanging out the window, and I just remember thinking, that's a great idea.
When you think about it, cats are really cool. We like our dogs, though. You know, when you come home from a hard day of work, your dog's right there. Hey, you're home.
Yeah.
Cat can really give a
Darn, yeah.
Yeah.
No, I get it. I think a lot of that has to do with, you know, dogs became our companions, and cats were eating us back in the day. You know, like there's the difference. And so we have some deep-rooted appreciation for dogs. And up until, you know, we got this whole lion situation figured out, cats were eating us. So that's where a lot of that comes from.
That's
Wolves
true.
were like,
That's
yeah,
true.
come here, buddies, you know. So
We're going back to the Flintstone days, huh?
oh yeah, you can't get me started on any of these weird theories. I watch too much Joe Rogan, and
I love Joe Rogan.
Oh, man.
I love it. I watch
Yeah.
him every day. Love it.
I'm a sucker. You ever get in my car? Funny part, you go to the gym, and I'm like, look like I'm really into my workout, and I'm listening to Joe Rogan talk about aliens or something, you know. I'm not in there rocking out to Metallica. It's Joe Rogan.
He usually has his mindset there too.
Yeah. Oh yeah, for sure. So
I like him because he's just down to earth. He's open-minded. You know, he's not throwing his opinion down your throat. He actually sits there and listens. And
you know, it's so funny. Even to this day, the guy's had the biggest podcast for many years. You know, I think he laps most major news networks 3 times over in terms of viewership and time. You know, a lot of people fight for attention. You know, he's getting more than anyone else, period. And somehow people still just go, the Fear Factor guy? You know, like,
well, they don't realize he was a stand-up comedian years before that too.
oh, yeah,
That was
stand-up comedian. He was a martial arts champion. You know, he's lived a pretty wild life, and his experiences have taken him some cool places.
Yes.
So I really enjoy the perspective and the fact that, like you said, he is open-minded. Like, we may disagree on something, but if we talk about it, we may not even agree with it, but we'll understand each other. And that's what I always try to do with folks is at least understand them. And I may at the end go, all right, man, whatever you're going to do, but
And he's willing to stand up for what's right too. I don't know if you know what happened with Carlos Mencia years ago.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I mean, he basically ruined his comedy career by doing
they
that.
renamed him Carlos Mencia.
Yeah, he actually ruined Joe Rogan ruined his and Carlos's by doing that. Mitzi Shore wouldn't even have him back to the Comedy Store for a while. But what a stand-up guy, willing to do that for what's right.
Yeah.
You know?
No, he you know, it's actually interesting that lately they've had a lot of they're going back to that and they're talking about it, and Carlos Mencia has kind of talked about it, and it's really interesting because I'm a big own your mistakes guy, right? I coach youth football, so if you are still blaming somebody else, you can't fix your problem yet.
Absolutely.
You know, and that's just very simple life stuff, football stuff. But Carlos Mencia to this day is still, I don't know what the problem was, you know, and Joe Rogan owned it, moved on from it, and you know, look at where the two of them are at.
And the problem was he got caught, and he's not taking respect. I have more respect for people that you might have done something bad, but if you take responsibility, I have nothing but respect for you for at least manning up and taking. Or am I still allowed to say that these days, manning up?
I'm not sure if you are, but we just did it. So
sounded good.
Yeah, I think people understand the the saying in that you step up and do the right thing even when it's not popular or easy.
Yes.
And I think that's really something we've gotten away from, especially when you're a tweet away from telling your version of a story, whether it's true or false. It's very, very odd. Another guy I really follow a lot is Jordan Peterson, and he's heavy on truth.
Yes,
truth is should be the number one thing, and then you talk about it from there. But if you can't even agree on what truth is, we got problems.
And I would recommend people watch him. Stay away from the mass media and kind of go off and look at other things. You might actually hear the truth out there instead of.
I had a little argument the other day with someone up at the store, and they were like, "Oh, well, that's no better than that." I said, "Well, it kind of is." Like, and I referenced another guy that I follow. We won't go down the rabbit hole of all the stuff I follow, and his whole thing is just the information, and I really enjoy that. I just want the information, and then, I will make a decision. I might be right, might be wrong, but I can take the information and process it. The fact that we feel like we need to be told everything all the time is very odd.
Yeah, it's funny. Through history, people have changed the definition of news. News used to be just that. We're going to tell you what happened.
It's all right.
And
We changed the definition of recession, too, apparently.
Yeah,
so.
yeah.
We're going to change the definition of everything, Jeff. We're just going to have a great old time.
Sounds good.
I think the Biden.
We'll buy you guys steaks, but they're actually going to be cheeseburgers.
Yeah.
We'll get a lot of views.
I think the Biden administration is waiting for a depression, then he'll say we're in a recession.
Yeah, that's he just kind of scaled it all up and down, so that's pretty funny. So obviously we have a lot in common, including our vacation spots.
Yes, people are tired of hearing me talk about the Virgin Islands.
Well, I'll tell you, no one's talked to me about it for a while, so I was all excited. You've been to Trunk Bay, which is one of my favorite places on this planet.
Yes, and Honeymoon Cove right there. I love it out there. If people haven't been, they have to go, man. And that's I was actually supposed to take a trip to D.C. in January, and for the city over grants. But I told I'm booked one time a year down there for 2 weeks. I said, the city and every person here, I'm available for you 24/7 the entire year except for 2 weeks in January. And you've been down there. You can't explain how relaxing it is.
No, you can't. And I'll tell you, I've been to some places. I get kind of suckered in on the ads or the whatever. But going down to the Caribbean is one of the only places that it just did not disappoint. The water really was that perfect. The sand really was that white. Like it was perfect. And I agree. It is a little bit of a chore to get down there in terms of where we're located in the country, but you just talk about sitting on a plane. Go sit on a plane and end up in paradise. Like
it's kind of like
beat it.
It's kind of like Bullhead of the resorts. It's more small. It's not like Hawaii where it's all commercial and everything. You fit in there, and they have a very good drinks down there. I don't really drink throughout the year.
Hey, we were talking about this story. It's pretty funny because you were excited about the painkillers down there.
Yes,
and
I
everybody's
love.
Like, oh, this guy's talking about painkillers, and that's a local drink.
Yes.
And so there's a little confusion there. And just so you know, drinks have names. So if you get a Bloody Mary, you're not really getting a Bloody Mary. It's not that complicated, but sometimes you got spelled out.
And I love the painkillers on the Virgin Islands, and they are a drink. If the campaign was still going on, I'm sure there would be a video. Steve D'Amico likes painkillers.
Yeah,
they might just clip that out.
Yeah, I'm sure they will.
Hey, with the way you can edit things now, you can basically get someone to say anything. Like with those you've seen those deep fake videos?
Oh yeah.
Oh, that's alarming. They can make you say anything in those.
Don't believe everything you see or hear.
Yeah, you used to be able to see a video and trust it. Now you can't even trust that. So
only if it's in person, then you can believe it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, Abraham Lincoln told us years ago. I seen the tweet where he said, don't believe everything you hear on the internet.
Very wise man.
Yes,
he was ahead of his time.
Way ahead.
Took a while for that tweet to hit, but
yes,
it hit though.
So we have some really cool projects going on up in town. I saw that we got a bunch. The car business is a small world. We got a bunch of buddies worked out in Swanee's, and they were very excited to see a Dunkin' Donuts going in.
Popeyes, have you drove by there?
They had some signage up last I saw.
I went to CVS last night to get some back cream because I was out. My back was already out, and I was picking up signs.
The old back.
That'll do it.
Yeah,
back.
the old back. And I was looking over there. I was like, man, they almost look like I'm ready to drive through there. They're ready to
real
rock and roll.
Real close.
You're seeing a swarm of high school kids running up to Popeyes after school to get chicken sandwiches.
Oh yeah.
And most of the community is really excited. There's a few, we don't need another chicken place. You don't have to go there.
Listen, all I ever hear, everyone's deep thought is Olive Garden. Like, can we just get an Olive Garden just so people relax about it? Like,
and I don't get. I'm Italian. I don't get that. That's like.
I love. Look, you give me some breadsticks. You bring me unlimited breadsticks.
That's probably the best thing on their menu there.
It probably is.
Hey man, we got Mionis.
Yeah.
Yeah, Mionis. I love Mionis. So.
Well, really, you know me. I'm a Vito's guy, and
yes, you are.
And I'm not actually a big Italian pasta guy. I'm a pizza guy. So.
Well, I'll make you guys I'm not a big cook. My wife's a great cook. I'm more the barbecue guy, but I do have one dish that I make is seafood linguine, and I do a pound of lobster, a pound of shrimp, a pound of crab leg, a pound of pasta, and then my own secret sauce. Secret sauce that it takes me about a day and a half to make. I'll make a batch of that for you guys one time, and you won't even look at an Olive Garden when you drive by.
I won't, but my daughter still wants those mozzarella sticks, so we're going.
And my son too. He loves the mozzarella.
My daughter's so funny. She is like, she mirrors me in my bad eating habits. She's like, Dad, can we get some mozzarella sticks? I'm like, yes, baby, we can. Dad, why don't we get some more breadsticks? I'm like, not a bad idea.
It's funny. My son's actually vegetarian. I mean, he does seafood and everything, but as he's getting older, even when he was younger, complete vegetarian, but he would eat pepperoni pizza.
Yes.
And now he's got into
my kind of vegetarian.
Now he's got into chicken sandwiches, but he was always the cheese stick guy. I mean, anywhere you went, wasn't a lot of stuff on the menu, and it would be cheese sticks. I said, these cheese sticks are going to have you stuck somewhere for a while.
Yeah. No, for sure. I see that they're making some progress on the bridge too. Any update on that? How's that going?
It's looking good. They're starting the road on the other side too. We've been ready to go for over a year and a half.
Yeah,
now.
the road's almost there.
Yeah. We just need the bridge done, but it's looking good. Man, if you're an entrepreneur, I would definitely look into opening some businesses up around there.
Yeah,
it's going to be a gold mine.
That's going to be a very hot hub down there. You got the Target, the Field House, and then you can have a bridge. I feel like that's going to be one of the next hot spots in town.
Mm-hmm.
And I know if I lived in Laughlin, I would no longer be taking our bridge down here because it's smooth sailing there. But like Jeff said, if you got the money to open up a gas station and convenience store, you're set. That's a great spot.
Better get on it.
Yes.
Look, it's right by my house, so if I can make requests, if you want any ideas, reach out to me. I'll let you know what I'm looking for. I'll spend at least some money down there.
Got an investor over here.
Yeah.
Shane.
Well,
He's ready.
I
to
like
throw
to
some
make
cash
very
down.
small investments in the amount of about a pizza or some mozzarella sticks. That's my level of investment. So.
So we got another Salty C says, I would like to see a Cracker Barrel or Sprouts.
My wife would love to see Sprouts, and we'd love to see.
I feel like we're not country enough for Cracker Barrel, and that's
Yeah,
like it belongs in Kingman or something. Like there's like a level of country that has to go with that.
Yeah.
They actually have one in Kingman, don't
Yes,
they?
they do.
I think I ate there once.
Yeah, Cracker Barrel's always fun. My kids like walking through the little like gift shop.
The
area
candy
in the
section?
front. Oh my gosh! Yeah. For some reason, they want a 4-foot candy bar or a hand slapper thing. Like
now, a lot of people want Trader Joe's out here. I could let you know. Slim to none odds of getting them out here.
Right.
We don't fit their demographics. I don't think people realize they're like, well, why are you getting this? Bring this out here. It's not really our choice. We try to bring.
We want them all.
We want them all.
So I was under the impression we're right on the cusp of being in, with a little bit more growth, we'll be in the demographic for some of those, middle of the run.
We are. I just went down to ICS recently, which is a shopping center convention down in Vegas, which is a great thing. We got 14 people / businesses that want to come down here and do business with us in Bullhead. One of them actually buys depleted shopping centers and builds them back up and then resells them and everything. But before, they didn't really look at Bullhead. They'd kind of walk by.
Yeah.
Now we have people specifically coming to Bullhead, our Bullhead spot there, to see what we got going on. They want to do business out here. They know we're a growing community.
Yeah.
Save the day.
Yes.
Yeah, and not only that, we kind of have a lot of the business people want, where it's the big boom on weekends. I mean, that's really our thing. There are times where we'll be hosting one of these big sports tournaments, and I just drive by and I just look at the lines. And I just think, you telling me we really can't have another chicken place? Like, I think we're all right. I think we're going to have another chicken place, you know.
People don't realize it's supply and demand. If they're willing to stick out their neck and put the money up to bring a business out here, if it makes it, they were obviously needed here.
So I say about the taco shops, you're like, yes, we have another taco shop, but aren't you going to go? Like, what are you mad about, you know? You're not going to eat tacos one day?
Yes.
Well, Jeff, unless you got any more chat.
No, I've been throwing it out there as it came in, so we're good.
Well, I'll tell you, I think it's really exciting. I'd be real curious to see, where the town goes in the future. We are very excited to have you in a leadership position, and I know you have great people underneath you. I'm actually meeting with Toby later today, and he's been a pretty strong mover in a lot of ways. So we look forward to see what's coming in town, guys. Congratulations, sir. I know it's not fully official, but it sounds like it's happening.
I appreciate it.
Pleasure. We'll get you back on here in another few months. We'll do like maybe every 6 months a mayoral update or something.
Mayor update. I like that.
And hold me accountable. If I come on your show and I tell you we're doing something,
Depends entirely on how the football season goes.
Yeah.
If the Chargers are winning, he's not coming back.
Listen, if the Raiders are on fire this year, I'm like, I ain't talking to that guy.
Yeah.
Well, if the Raiders are on fire and we're beating the Chargers and the Steelers, I would be afraid to come on this show.
I tell you, I think you got to worry about the Chiefs, right? You got Chiefs, Chargers. You got a tough division.
Denver.
Yes.
Denver's tough this year.
Yeah, we'll see what happens.
Well, we don't know about Denver yet.
Hey, you might not be in the mood to come on the show if that division's that tough. I don't know.
Yeah.
Might have to start a football show, huh?
Yeah, we're gonna start football. Just come on here and just talk crap. That'll be
you got the bleeper for the
football
show.
We're ready for that. Yeah. Beep.
Right on. Jeff, thanks for the show, buddy.
Thanks,
guys,
Steve,
thanks for having me. I appreciate it.
All right, guys.